Queen Elizabeth has passed away at the age of 96. She ruled not only the United Kingdom for 70 years, but also 15 Commonwealth nations, including Australia, Canada, and New Zealand. In British history, if anyone has ruled for the longest time, it was Queen Elizabeth II. There are some very important changes in her death that will begin to apply immediately after the Queen's death. Viewers, if Queen's death was in London, the name of this operation would have been Operation London Bridge. But because the Queen's death was in Scotland, the name of this operation is Operation Unicorn, in which all the events would have been decided in advance. In these events, the first thing to do is to shift the Queen's body to London. Now, because Queen Elizabeth was no longer the Queen, her son Prince Charles automatically became the King of Britain in the next second. Although there are countless staff in Buckingham Palace, but after the Queen's death, most of the staff will be sent on leave. Flags will be waved at the center of the pole. Churches will ring bells for 2 days, and the day the Queen's funeral will take place. The day will be a public holiday in which all businesses, banks, and shops will be closed. All social gatherings in the palace will be cancelled, and officials will use a separate dress code for the next few days. Although Prince Charles has now become the king immediately after the Queen's death, but as soon as most of the staff leave Buckingham Palace, the Accession Council will be held in St. James's Palace, in which Prince Charles will be officially declared king, and he will also receive an oath. After becoming the king, Prince Charles will also have the option to change his name. This is also a kind of rule that applies to the royal family of Britain. The new king can also add his name to his surname. Now Prince Charles's full name is Charles Philip Arthur George. For this reason, he can also keep his new name as King Philip, King Arthur, or King George. Prince Charles has waited for this throne all his life. He said this in an interview given to The Telegraph in 2012, but he is now 76-year-old. If anything happens to him, his sons will become the new king of Prince William of Britain. When Prince Charles officially becomes king, his wife Princess Camilla will be called Princess, not Queen, because this is what she herself wants. After preparing the coffin of Queen Elizabeth II, it will be placed in front of the public in Westminster Hall so that people can respect her. After Queen's death, mourning will be celebrated 10 days before the funeral. This means that if Queen died on September 8th, then her funeral will be on September 17th, 2022. During this period, the public will be allowed to see the coffin of the Queen for an hour every day. When Princess Diana passed away, more than 1 million bouquets were kept outside Buckingham Palace, according to an estimate. People stood in lines for 10 hours and waited for their turn. On the day of the funeral, at 9 a.m., the Big Ben bell will be rung once. Then a leather cover will be placed on the hammer of the bell so that its sound remains low throughout the day. On this day, leaders from all over the world will be present to attend this funeral. On the 10th day after the funeral, Queen Elizabeth II will be buried in King George VI Memorial Chapel. On this day, the London Stock Exchange will also be closed, due to which the whole of Britain will be at a loss. In 2011, the wedding day of Prince William and Kate Middleton was also a national holiday, in which Britain lost about £6 billion. This means that Britain will have to endure almost the same loss on the day of the Queen's funeral. After Queen Elizabeth II's funeral, there will be a lot of changes in the United Kingdom and Commonwealth countries, including the photo of printed on British currency. The whole currency cannot be changed overnight, but new notes will start printing from the next day. Britain's national anthem, in which God Save the Queen, will be changed to God Save the King. The police helmets of the whole of Britain will also be changed from the next day, because the initials of the Queen are still printed on the helmets. They will now be replaced with the initials of King Charles. The British passport, in which the Queen's crown is currently printed, will also be changed, and the crown of King Charles will be printed on it. And finally, the mailboxes, which are not used so much in today's era, but Queen Elizabeth II is also embossed on it. All those mailboxes will also be changed. After the Queen's departure, all these changes that you just learned, it won't take much time, because most of its preparation was already planned while the Queen was alive. I hope you will like and share this video. Thank you very much for your loving comments. See you in a new interesting video.